Okay, year 11. So what I would like to do first of all is just have a quick check as to the progress you've made so far in these cover lessons. So I've asked you to set up your new page for your urban environment website and look at definitions and quotes and mood boards. So I'm going to go through everybody's website in this order so you can sort of flick to where you see your website. So first up, I'll do Sophie. Then I will do Eleanor, then Kira's, then Hadra's, then Marissa's, Lucy's, Chelsea's, Beth's, Charlie's, Darcy's, Amina's, and Leah's. Okay, so again, just check in on when I'm talking about your work. Please listen to the advice I'm giving you, and then you can watch the second video where I'm going to talk about the extension task. Okay, so Sophie, for yours, first of all, just check in your website. So yes, you've got the layout correct in the parentheses right at the bottom here, so it links up nicely. You've included your explanation about urban environment, and you've got your 2 quotes on there. So what you just need to do in this next lesson is add in that initial research that you did. If you're not sure how to do it, please make sure you watch the end section of this video 3 mood board, and it will show you how to do that for me. Okay. Right then, next up, so Eleanor, this is yours. So Eleanor, you've added in your key information and 3 quotes. What I'd like you to do is move this slider bar over to the left. So this is thicker over here and fuller, and that's spread out more evenly. Then you've added in your initial research. Just be mindful there are some spelling mistakes. I cannot correct these. So if you've got your original picture, you can correct that, particularly environment on there. With it being the title as well, that really won't work. So you can either copy and paste it into Paint and then maybe put a text box over it, or you can copy and paste it into a PowerPoint and then maybe put a text box with a white fill background over the top of that. Does that make sense? You just need to correct that for me. However, you have got the images, which is excellent, and you've done the research. In terms of the layout of where you put it in, you can see here that there is a slight problem with the way that you put in your project. You put it under component 2 here. So when you go back to this, you watch fully this one again, just so that you can correct that and make sure that it comes under here, abstract nature, portraiture and identity, and then it should be your urban environment one. Okay, once you've done all that, Eleanor, you can watch the second video for me. Okay, Kira. So Kira, you've added in your header on here. I have changed the page so it's 100%, so it's sort of sitting there nicely, which is looking great. And you've got your 4 quotes and nicely spaced with your explanation of what an urban environment is. And you've got your initial research title. So don't forget to watch the end of this video here as it explains how to add on your PowerPoint as a JPEG onto your website. Once that's done, you can go onto your extension task today. Okay, Hadra, let's just have a look at yours. So yep, you've put it in the correct place under here. And you've got urban environment, you've added your quote, and so your 3 quotes, and you've got your definition. If it were me, I probably want to just bring that slightly over to the left to fill this space more and then balance this section out. And then you've got your initial research. So don't forget to watch the last section of video 3, which shows you how to add on your PowerPoint as JPEGs. So make sure you upload that for me. Once you've done that, you can go on to the next section. Okay, Marissa, this is your feedback. So again, you've got your title, information, 2 quotes on there. Just make sure you add a spacer, Marissa, between the bottom of this and the initial research, which can be found in the widget tools on the left-hand side of Weebly. And then once you've done that and completed your research, just remind yourselves of what to do. It's on mood board 3, this video here, because you'll need to upload a JPEG, of what you've done in terms of research and have that on your website. Now, once you've uploaded that picture of all your research, you can then go on today's extension activity and watch the next video. Okay, Lucy, let's just check yours. So personal project, urban environment. Yep, so that works fine on there. You've got your title in there. You've also got your information and you've got 2 quotes over there as well. Don't forget on your initial research to watch the latter half of video 3 on mood boards, okay? Just to remind yourself on how to turn that PowerPoint that you've made for me into a JPEG and then upload that onto your Weebly account. Once that's done, you can go on to the next stage and watch the video extension task. Okay, Chelsea, let's have a look at yours. So we've got component 1, personal projects, and yep, so you've done that first stage right. So you've written that in the correct area. And then we've got our title and we've got our 2 quotes. Now, what I would like you to do with these 2 quotes is I'd like them to be adjacent to this text. If you have a look at this one, can you see? So here is the information, the definition of urban environment, and there are the 2 quotes. I'd like it more like that or like this. Can you see? So that's the first thing I'd like you to do for me, Chelsea, and then please publish that. And then underneath here, you've got your initial research. Now, this is the research that I gave you. So that's not what I want to see here. That's my teacher example. So what I would like you to do is make sure that you upload a JPEG of what you've done. Now, to do that, Chelsea, you must follow this video very carefully because it shows you how to save your PowerPoint as a JPEG, and then you'll be able to upload that, Chelsea, onto your website. As soon as you've done that, by all means, you can go onto the extension video for me. Okay, Beth, let's have a look at yours. So yes, you've got your description of urban environment and you've got your 1-2 quotes. Personally, I would send both of these over to the left or justify them both. You've got one centralized, you've got one not, and you've got this. I'd probably justify them all. So justify text, that's the one with the straight lines, and either align these all to the left or justify them both. Then you've got your initial research underneath with your title. So what I'd like you to do with that then is just make sure you watch the end of video 3 mood board, then upload onto your website a copy of the JPEG, and then you'll be able to upload that on here and it'll look really, really good. Once that's done, by all means, you can start watching the extension task for me. Charlie, I've done a couple of different things on here. So you'll find when you log on to Weebly that there'll be sections on the right-hand side here for all your quotes. Continue with your initial research for me, making sure that you watch this third video in full or watch the one that I uploaded onto my YouTube channel. And that will show you how you can save a PowerPoint as a JPEG, and then you'll be able to upload that, Charlie, onto your website. Once you've done that, by all means, watch the extension video. Okay, Darcy, you've gone for the header effect on there. That's looking very nice indeed. And I've noticed you've run that through with all 3 of your projects so far, which is good and consistent. You've added in your quote in here, so your 2 quotes in here and your definition. What I would like you to do is don't forget to add in the subheading initial research. And then once you've done that for me, Darcy, I'd like you to upload a JPEG saved equivalent of your PowerPoint. So literally when you save your PowerPoint, you'll be able to save it as JPEG and upload that onto your website. Once that's done, please feel free to watch the extension video. Okay, Amina, I know you were absent on some of our lessons. Let's just check you've got this in the right place, which you have. That's good. So far you've got your definition, but there's a few things that we need to add in here. So I would recommend, Amina, that you rewatch page 1 and 2 and 3, particularly in terms of layout. You should read, personal projects, then followed by the information, then followed by the quotes. So just make sure you're tidying up a little bit of your presentation on there. Then add in the next subheading, initial research, and then upload a version of your PowerPoint that you've done for me. That would be great. And then finally, Leah. So Leah, again, just check that you've got this in the right place. So personal projects, urban environment, that's great. And then on there, I can see that you've got the title, you've got the definition, you've got 3 quotes on there as well. If it were me, I'd set this to justified as some text. Okay, so justify that text and then see what it looks like with the slider on there. It should neaten it up. If it doesn't, I don't know. There seems to be some spacing issues on there, so I'm not sure. Just see what you can tidy up on there or block it out. And then you've gone to your initial research and you've added that in on there. Okay, now what you've done is, yeah, it seems to have underlined. Can you see streetlights, nighttime? If that's intentional, brilliant. If it's not, just have a look at that. I don't know why it's underlined that, whether it's picked it up as grammatical as an error. But yeah, lots and lots of pictures, which is brilliant to see in that initial phase of your research, which is great. So what I would like you to do now, I know you started this last lesson, but I'd like you to watch the extension video, have a look through the selection of different artists and begin your initial artist research as well for me.